Okay. Good morning, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start. We have discussed in last classes. This is our module two. That is cascade control. Okay. So in details, we have to know there are various types of control. That is cascade control, feed forward control, and ratio control. Okay. So last class we have slightly discussed in cascade control systems. So in details we have to discuss today also, that is cascade control and then the feed forward control and the rest of the ratio control also. So first, that is cascade control system. One second. Okay, so cascade control. So we have to know what is first cascade control. When we have to solve the transfer function equation using the block diagram reduction technique and also signal flow graph method, we have cascaded different types of control actions. That means control block, that is G1, G2, G3, etc. We have to accommodate in cascade system, that is various types of summing point and also various types of takeoff point and also feedback forward loop also. So this cascade system, it is a one configurations. It has one manipulated variable and more than one measurement. Okay, so this cascade system, it has one manipulated variable and more than one measurement. Okay, so these are the basic thinking of this cascade control system. So this cascade control system, it has one manipulated variable and more than one measurement systems. So in this cascade system, we have to attach a feedback loops also. So feedback loop, that means if this cascade control is working closed loop control system. So this closed loop control system, that is cascade control systems, it has the output of the primary controller to manipulate the state of the point in the secondary controller also. So last class we have to describe these cascade control systems. So just wait, uh, I'm drawing the block diagram, then the process is you have to clear. Little bit problem in my whiteboard. Just wait. Block diagram of cascade control system. So it has two controller part. One is primary controller and another one is the secondary controller. So first blocks, and sometimes it is also called inner and outer controller also. So this is inner controller. One another block, this is process or plant. Here one another element, that is final control element. This is also connected in the process or plant. This inner controller or primary controller part, it is also connected the final control element also. And here another controller part, that is secondary controller, or it is sometimes also called the outer controller. Outer controller part. This outer controller part, it is connected to the primary controller using one set point. In this point, one set point also we have to attach. This is set point. Okay, and this is a one inner variable measurement block, and another one, it is also outer variable measurement block. This is very difficulty. This is the another blocks. Just wait. So this is inner variable measurement. That this is the output or outer variable measurement. This process or plant, it is also connected the outer variable measurement block and also the inner variable measurement block. And one outer, that means these are the basically connection between the one set point according to the outer controller to the inner controller part, and this outer controller valve and also inner variable measurement. This inner variable measurement is connection according to the inner controller systems, and the outer controller system, it is also connected to the outer variable measurement block. And another one set point we have to attach. This is called the outer set point. So using this set point, we have to attach any setting the value. That means we have to measure a desired physical quantities or anything is parameter is standard. So in that point, user or automatic control system which are set the set point in the controller part using this set point. So these are the basically inner set point, that means the primary controller part, and these are the outer set point. Okay, so this is called the inner set point. So these are the basically cascade system. Okay, so here you can see each and every block is cascaded form. Okay, and this process, it is control total overall process, and this using this final control element. So this final control element which is sends the signal from the controller part, that is inner controller or primary controller, and as well as also outer controller part, which is controlled by the each and every measurement variable blocks. These are the basically inner variable measurement blocks. Another one is the outer variable measurement blocks, and these both measurement blocks, it is controlled, it is connected according to the process or plan. So this system, it is called the cascade control systems. So in this point, here two measurement are basically parallelly taken in these systems. One is the primary controller part, another one is the secondary or outer controller part. So this inner and outer controller part, it has also loop uh, connection according to the feedback loop. So here you can see these are the basically process or plant which is connected across the outer variable measurement block, and this block, it is connected to the outer controller part. So this is the feedback loops which is connected in closed loop connections, and as well as also inner controller part, it is also connected with the feedback loop. These are the basically inner variable measurement systems. Okay, so this cascade control, it is generally provides the better control of the outer loop variable than accomplished through the single variable loops also. Okay, so this is basically advantageous over the another, that is feed forward control system or ratio control systems. So this cascade control system, it has different features. Later part we have to discuss what is the basic features of these um, cascade control systems. Okay, just wait. Features of cascade control system. First of all, we have to know, first one, it is uses more than one measurement. More than one measurement. But one manipulated variable. Okay. Number two, the output of the, here two types of controller we have to uses. One is the primary controller part, another one is the secondary controller part. So in this controller part, two controller part, we have to another name, that is master slave controller part. So the output of master controller, it serves as a set point for the another controller part, that means slave. Okay, slave controller part. This is another one features. So in this cascade control system, we have to use more than one controller part. First of all, one it is uses for the master controller part, another one is the slave controller part, and this master controller, it serves as a set point which is connected to the another controller part. This is called the slave controller part. Okay, next, here also feedback loops, it is also present. We have to know in our previous slides, that means the when you have to use as two controller part, this master controller and slave controller part, so it has two feedback loops. Okay, next, it is basically uses stability characteristics, that means it enhances the stability characteristics. So that's why we have to use this in this cascade control systems. Okay, so this output of the cascade control systems, its results, it is very stable and it is uses for the any process control which is stable for the very quick. So that's why it enhances the stability characteristics also. Okay, this is very important. Another one, it is inner loop, it is affect the reducing of the time lags also. Okay, so this inner loop has the effect of the reducing time lag in outer loop. Okay, so this is another one. Inner loop has the effect of the reducing the time lag in the outer loop. So in that case, the cascade control, it is respond very quickly, and also it improves the dynamic performance. That's why these are the basically main reasons. Yes, any questions, anyone? So that cascade control system responds very quickly and it improves dynamic characteristics, dynamic performance. Okay, so this point is very, very important. This inner loop concept, it has the effect of the reducing the time lag systems of the total overall controller, cascade controller system. So that's why this cascade control system, it is responds in very quickly. That means the result, it is very quick. We have to accept from here, and it is also stable characteristics. So that means it improves the dynamic performance also. Okay. And another one, that is it is insensitive to modeling the error. Okay, so here little bit is error is also detected here, but it is the value is negligible. So that is the insensitive of modeling the error. And another one, the secondary controller, it corrects the disturbances arising with the secondary loop before the effect of the primary variable. That means another example, another characteristics in this cascade control systems, when you have to use the secondary controller, we have to use as two controller. One is primary controller and secondary controller systems. That means master and slave controller systems. So this secondary controller, it corrects the disturbance. Any disturbance is coming from the secondary controller part. So this is very intelligent characteristics for the cascade control systems. Another one, it is most proportional with the high gain value. Okay. Next. It is most proportional with high gain value. Okay, so this secondary controller part in this cascade control system, it is basically mostly proportional to the high gain value. So the tuning of the controller part, this tuning part we have to cover in last class, that is Ziegler-Nichols tuning of the PID controller systems. So this tuning of the control systems, its proportional mode is very simple. So the offset associated with the any types of error, it is easily removed from the control actions. Okay, so these are the basically main features of the cascade control system. I just recall one time, that is it more than one measurement but one manipulated variables also. This is the output of the master controllers. It serves as a set point to the slave controller part. Another one, it is two feedback loops also available. Another one is the primary controller part and this secondary controller part. Two feedback loops simultaneously connected across the processor plant to the desired input sections. Then number 4, it enhances the stability characteristics. Okay, so that means its result is very stable after certain time. Okay, that means it is response is very fast. So this inner loop, number 5 inner loop, it has the effect of the reducing time lag in the outer loop systems. This is very, very important. So in that case, cascade control system, it is responds very quickly and it improves the dynamic performance also. Number 6, it insensitive to the modeling errors. Okay, so that's why we have to use this model-less cascade control system in our process control industries. Number 7, it is most proportional to with the high gain value. So this secondary controller, we have to use secondary controller. It corrects the disturbance arising with the secondary loop before they are the effect of the primary variables. So these are the basic properties or features of the cascade control systems. Okay, it is clear all of you?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any questions, anyone? Okay, next we have to go Next one, and we have to discuss in previous more classes, that is CSTR. What is CSTR? This is the cascade control jacketed systems. That is one heating element. That means we have to control the heating element in any furnace. Okay. So in that case, we have to use this cascade control system. This cascade control system, which is connected, one is temperature controller systems, another one is the water valve controller systems. That means we have to set the temperature of the liquid, whatever we have to use in our industries. So the desired temperature, it is same to same in the liquid. Then this fluids, it is flowing to our output area also. So these are the basically cascade control system, and this cascade control system we have to use many applications. That means automatic boiler furnace, that is furnace area, or boiler, that is where the liquid it is heated. Each system we have to use this cascade control systems. So next, analysis of everyone write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. Cascade control loop. So we have to know this loop, that means open loop and closed loop. So this control cascade control system, it is also working in our open loop criteria also. So just see the diagram. These are the basically open loop connections. This is one process. This is one summing point we have to attach. Then another process or plant. This is one summing point, and so on. Then the output from here. So this is process 2. This is process 1, which is connected this one, summing point another one, positive, this is positive, D2, okay. Then also it is also connected the output sections or any other controller part. This is D1. So here you can see these are the basically process 1. Sometimes it is also called the primary controller. One minute. This process 1, sometimes it is also called the primary controller, and this process 2, it is called the secondary controller part. Okay. So in that case, here you can see no one feedback loops we have to attach in any process or controller part. That is process 1 and process 2. Okay. So this cascade system, it is also working in the open loop control system. So this open loop block diagram, this is a basically block diagram of open loop process control systems. It represents the jacketed CSTR. This CSTR examples we have to tell in previously, that is a temperature controller systems, any tank or process. So here this process 1, it is reaction of the tank with the temperature is T. We have to control the temperature, and that means we have to setting the particular desired temperature also. And process 2, another one, it is control the flow, liquid flow systems. So using this open loop control system, you have to easily control the temperature control systems in any liquid flow systems also. Okay. Another one we have to uses the closed loop control systems. So now these are the open loop process control systems. Please remember this. Now we have to show that is closed loop control systems. I am drawing this diagram also first. This is summing point, all of you known. First block, that is the first controller part. Then another process. Then another summing point. Then another process. Another summing point. Then the control output from here. And in your feedback loop system or closed loop system, all of you know, here are one feedback loops we have to attach according to the output to the desired input sections. Okay. So this is a positive, negative. These are the basically first set point. These are the basically set point. We know that. So first, this is the controller part, which is control the overall operations. This is process 2, or sometimes it is called the secondary controller part. And this is process 1. This is the primary controller part. This is connected, this one positive, one another also controller part we have to attach here. This is arrow and this is the output sections. This is first process. This is the control output. And this is feedback loop, and in that case we have to naming in that is measuring device. Okay, so these are the basically closed loop control system. This is the basically, sorry, spelling is wrong. This is closed loop cascade control system. So everyone see this. So in this closed loop control system, we have to use this two process or plant, that is process 1, that is primary controller part. Another one process 2, that is a secondary controller part. So in that case, we have to control the two physical parameter, that is temperature, pressure, flow, accuracy, speed, accelerations, etc., humidity, whatever you have to physical quantity you have to measure by this two process 1 and process 2. Okay, one input point, that is the RS, we have to know in our control system. We have to know that is input, that is RS, and output, that is CS. Okay, and the transfer function, it is a ratio between the output variable by input variable. So this input variable, it is connected one summing point to the controller part. So this controller part, which is control the overall process, that is process 1 and as well as also process 2. Okay, and one feedback loops we have to attach here also measuring device. This measuring device, we have to set the particular goal or particular value from here. Then this is the loop of the feedback loops, which one we have to control according to the process. Okay, so this is the example of the closed loop cascade control systems, where we have to use as primary and secondary processes also. It is clear, all of you? Because this block diagram, one block diagram, it is also coming in your exam. Draw the block diagram of open loop control system, cascade control system, or draw the block diagram of closed loop cascade control systems. It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so everyone write your own name and roll number in the chat box. And Abhijit, please take a screenshot right now, and after ending the class, you have to send me. Yes, Abhijit, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So next we have to go. What mathematical examples we have to discuss? All of you read in your 5th semester and 6th semester the control systems. So I think a little bit idea all of you remember. So one examples. At first I am drawing the diagram, then I will tell. Okay. This is one another summing point, then one another blocks, then another one blocks, then control system another. This is another block. This is another summing point, then the output from here. So this is R1 plus error control system. We naming this is GE1. This is another one. At this part, it is also continue our next classes also, because this cascade control system, it is very important for your semester purpose. This is GP2. This is another summing point which is connected the GP1, that is primary controller 1, another summing point. This is the C1. Okay, and these are the one feedback loops we have to attach from this part to this summing point. This is negative, and another one feedback loops we have to attach from the output sections of the control variable. This one to this one. This is negative. Okay, and another controller we have to attach. This is GL2, which is connected this summing point L2. Another one that is also GL1. This is coming from L1. So these are the basically one examples of the cascade control system. Okay, so in this picture here you can see there are lots of controller part we have to attach. Okay, first here you can see this is GC1 and GC2. This GC1 and GC2, first one that is the primary controller, another one is the secondary controller part.